So, what is your opinion on New Year's resolutions? I know a lot of people think that they're flat out BS. And I think a thing that supports that is, have you seen this evolution? People used to openly and frequently talk about their New Year's resolutions. Well, over time, that turned into they're just calling them their goals. And then that has turned into, well, they're no longer goals, they're my intention. And then now a lot of people aren't even doing any of those things. They are just coming out and having a word that guides them throughout the year. Well, you know what? I'm not going to nitpick about what's right, what's wrong. Whatever works for you is what works for you. But what I do want to talk about in this video is the reason why, and I'm going to use the blanket term of goals for the rest of this video here, but the reason why having goals are very important, but also how you stick with them so that you actually reach them. I think it's the people that haven't stuck with those goals for different reasons, therefore they never reach them, or they don't reach them in full. Then they're the ones that can tend to sit there and say, just poo-poo this and say, these are stupid, this is ridiculous, that type of thing. But I actually want to let you know why goals are so important and how they can truly improve your life, but most importantly, how you can stick with your goal so that you can reach what it is that you desire. So where I want to start is to just talk about, why they're important. If you're somebody listening to this that you don't quite believe that they are, let me just explain why they are. One, it's very important in this world. I've heard many different people say that if we're not moving forward, we're actually moving in reverse. And that's just because the world is constantly evolving and changing. Technology, just different things that are always going on. And so we do need to stay up to date on things so that we can continue to move forward ourselves. So that is why, having a goal and wanting change in your life is really important. And so what a goal is it's really just you indicating this is where I am right now and this is where I want to be. And knowing why that's important for you. But then also once you reach that goal, how's your life going to be different? And starting to live and imagine that space in your mind before you even reach it. Because then when you come into your goal, it's very familiar with you because it's something you've been thinking about for a long time. So you know it when you reach it. As I'm talking here, I'm really just picturing a dartboard. We've got these darts in our hand, which is life, let's just call it, and forward movement into our life, whatever it might be, that new job, a different relationship for ourselves, a new home that we want to purchase, whatever it might be. That dartboard lets us know, hey, this is the vicinity that you need to be in, and it gets better and better and better all the way here, but here's that magic bullet for you. So you need that visual, the goal in this case. You need that goal to let you know where it is that you're headed in life. So that is why having a goal, New Year's resolution, intention is very, very important. So now I want to talk about why is it that people may not reach their goals. The reason why people may not reach their goals is because they work on too much too soon and then they suffer burnout. They might, and then in suffering burnout, they might start to feel overwhelmed and just think, I just can't do this. I'm not capable, that type of thing. As I'm talking here, I want to give an example that I think will be very, very clear. So I am a life coach and a hypnotherapist. I should introduce myself here. I'm Connie Jo Holmes. I'm the founder of Be You to Be Full Hypnosis and Coaching. And my mission in life is to teach individuals how to confidently and courageously move from reacting to life to owning your life. And to me, when you can truly master goal setting and goal execution, that is how you own your life. So anyways, in my capacity of my work, if I have somebody in my hypnosis chair that they want to lose, let's say 100 pounds, that's a lot of weight. And you can be a whole different person at 100 pounds heavier, just as much as 100 pounds lighter. And so for that reason, if I have somebody in my chair, a lot of times with hypnosis, it's about the power of our mind and the power of our imagination. And so a lot of times, it is about, one, why do you want to lose this weight? But then also, who are you going to become as this 100 pounds lighter version of you. And so a lot of times in hypnosis, we will utilize imagery. So imagine yourself as that 100 pounds lighter version. Well, I'm going to tell you right now, a lot of people cannot imagine it. They just can't because it's too big. Maybe they've never been that size, shape, and weight that they desire to be. And so therefore imagining it isn't even possible. So, and I know I'm giving a very specific example here about weight, but please hear what I'm saying and translate this into what I'm talking about with you, which is general goal setting. Okay. So what's happening with this person, since it's just too big, they can't imagine that end state of them being 150 pounds, size 6, whatever it might be. But what they can imagine the habit change that will get them to that reduced weight. So instead of me picturing you being this size, shape, and weight, I can ask you to imagine yourself going about these healthy habits that we discussed, and they're things that this person feels that they can do, because those are right in front of them. They can imagine taking these steps. And the closer they get to these steps, now they can start to imagine and see that end result. And the very same thing can be true for you with your goal setting. So let's just say right now, you don't own a home, but and this might not be the best example because most people would start off with a starter home and then sell that and then use that equity to buy a bigger home. So it's not the best example, but I'm going to use it right now. But let's say right now you do not own a home and you want to, purchase a $500,000 house. You've got your eye on this. And so to actually see that could be really difficult because of all, the down payment you need to put down and all these kind of things. Maybe you need to increase your credit score, increase your annual income, all these different things. So that could just be, just so big. However, what your goals would be starting to, what are things that I can do to increase my annual income? Do I need to get a side hustle job for a while? Do I need to start doing certain things to get my credit score up and more improved and that type of thing? And you can see what I'm doing here with my hands, because the reason I'm doing this is because all of these are those steps that are going to lead you to this bigger ultimate goal of yours. And when you hear me say that, it's kind of like, duh, lady. However, I just don't think a lot. I think people just go for the end and get overwhelmed, and then they just set it down. So if you can come at it out of the gate, realizing it is a step, one step at a time, I think that could be really, really huge to help you along the way. Then the other thing is, I want to share with you how I feel a lot of times people just don't have the confidence in themselves to know and believe that they're capable of these goals. And I specialize in building people's confidence in themselves, because to me, I think that's the most important quality that we can possess. And so for that reason, I actually have a free download below, which is about why you might struggle with self-confidence, but more importantly in this ebook is how you can overcome that. And one of the tactics I talk about in there, not tactics, but one of the challenges I talk about in there is people struggle with self-confidence because they want something that they've never had before. And so to me, building confidence is actually about building trust in yourself. Trust in just going out there and doing it, but then also doing what you say and saying what you do. And so a way to do that, again, is this little stepping stone approach. I have this big goal, but I am going to do this every day. I'm going to do this once a week. I'm going to do this repeatedly. This consistent action will get me to that result. And when you're doing that consistent action, whatever it is for you and your goal, you are building trust in yourself that you stay committed to your word. and just simply you do what you say you're going to do. So that is a huge way to increase your self-confidence. And so again, I do look in the description box below to get that free ebook on all about growing, why you might struggle with your self-confidence, and then therefore how to grow your self-confidence. But back to the goals though, the other thing is just to work towards it regularly, because there's something about that consistency and that momentum. Just picture right now rolling a snowball. When you're continuing to roll it and roll it, it just automatically gets bigger and bigger. And that's the very same thing with your goal. It's not something that you're going to, put on the back burner and once a month you're going to look at it or touch it. No, if it's that important to you, you need to take action probably every day, or very, 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 very frequently, if not every day, because that is going to build that momentum. And then that momentum is just going to get that steam that's going to really just help you catapult it for yourself. And then the other thing is, to monitor your progress too. I think I'm going to use weight again as an example. So if somebody has a goal to lose, I hope I can do the math here decently enough. I'm just going to wing it. If somebody has a goal to lose 80 pounds by the end of 2025. So sitting here right now in January, it's like, oh yeah, I got plenty of time. And so therefore, if they, have a big dinner date coming up or something like that, they might decide to go all in and then be like, oh, you know what, I'm just going to start next week on my diet. I'm going to start in February. And when you have a goal that's due by, months down the road, it's easy to put it off. It's very easy because you just think that you have so much time to make up, but you don't. So one thing that's really, really important is to have milestones in your goal. So using 80 pounds to be lost within 12 months. What you really, really want to do is, let's just say, gosh, can I do this math really quickly? What I always encourage my clients to do is to do the math, but to put it on your calendar. So if you have a goal to lose 2 pounds a week, and at the beginning you might be able to do that 2 pounds a week, but there's going to come a time that it might kind of start to slow down a little bit, where maybe it's closer to a pound a week or something like that. But if that's the case, back out your calendar. And so let's just say you weigh 220 pounds right now, and so on your calendar, 1 week from when you start, you want to put down that you weigh 218 pounds. And then the week after that, you want to write down that you're going to weigh 216, 214, 212. Eventually, it might start to be then a pound at a time. But the reason why you do that is because when you put it in your calendar, whether it's in your phone or on your desk or something, and you go and you look at that Monday morning, let's use that as an example, and you have just weighed yourself, you want to make sure that you're at that number or pretty darn close to it, because that is considered a milestone. Because we have to have all these different milestones along the way to help ensure that we're going to have this one here at the end. So I trust that makes sense, but those are some things that you can do along the way to help you ensure that you are reaching your goal. Now, if you miss a milestone, if you're under the mark or over the mark at a milestone, is that a reason to quit and throw in the towel? Absolutely not. It's just a reason for you to maybe put your head down and work just a little bit harder to catch up with yourself, so that then you can go ahead and continue, to coast along the way as you had planned until you reach that ultimate goal for yourself. And then also, once you get your goal, celebrate whatever that might be for you. Celebrate once you receive that goal. I know people have goals way beyond weight loss, but just since I've been using that as an example along the way, because I'm also a health coach, I can't tell you how many clients I work with that their celebration markers are usually about going out for dinner. And I'm like, well, if you're trying to lose weight, why would that be a celebration marker? Can you think of something that would be more suited for you, that would work for you? And, possibly it's buying a new outfit or, something, a piece of jewelry, I don't know, whatever might be important for you. But also make sure that those celebrations that you might consider are something that actually complement and support the goal that you are going for. All right. So I hope that is helpful. So in this video, I talked to you about the importance of goals because we need to know where we're going so that when we arrive, hey, we know we reached it. What has held people back in the past as far as maybe not being successful, not executing it all the way to the end. And so therefore a lot of that is putting in those milestones to plan along the way, putting attention and detail towards your goal every single day. And then having that celebration once you do reach it. And then also understanding your self-confidence, knowing that if you have a dream, if the universe, God, your creator, put this idea in your head that you want to have this as a goal for you, well, that means you're capable. You wouldn't have this idea if you were not capable of having it happen. True. That's very true. So therefore, knowing that, having that confidence in yourself, but then also getting this free download to understand all about your self-confidence, why you might struggle with it, but most importantly, how you can overcome that. All right. So when you reach your goals this year, when you're along your milestones and you're reaching your milestones and you're well on your way to execution to reach that ultimate goal, reach out to me. I would love to hear about it. And please drop a comment in there if there's something that you do that's specific or different for goal execution. All right. Thank you so much. Connie Jo Holmes with ConnieJoHolmes.com. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.